So happy.
It's a comedy. So this scene, this was kind of the culmination. And actually, I was going to say you can even leave them off because I'm going to show one more thing and we only have 2 more minutes. Do you want to talk about Jerry?
Yes.
Jerry Levine directed this episode. He's one of our favorite directors.
You might know him from
Teen Wolf. He was Styles. We're very proud of that guy.
Basically, the scene like right before when Ryan's leaving is like a huge, obviously, like fighting scene. But Jerry was basically just had his improv for like 2 or 3 minutes with the camera rolling just to get us really heated. And it got really crazy, and he wouldn't cut, and he'd just keep pushing. So you're already kind of like emotional and exhausted and wired and crying, and then he would just keep pushing, and it went on for a while. And then we had to shoot the scene with Lux, which was not conveniently scheduled the next day. So what he did, which was very sweet of him and Kerr, who plays Ryan, he had him come back in, and we ran that whole scene. And the camera was rolling on the other side. And so we would shoot that whole thing, and I'd get riled up to go to that part, and then Lux would walk in and we would shoot it like that. So we basically did it like for 2 full days. But it was great because that is the pinnacle of the entire season. You have to get your characters built up that way, and just yelling action doesn't really give you that energy. So.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because I was looking back at the script on this one just to show it today, and originally the 2 scenes were split. One was at the end of one act and one was at the end of another act, and it was just it's always interesting to me and almost comforting to think of the process of production and how like the first draft you write will not be what you shoot, and like it'll just keep getting better because I don't know, like you're always like, oh no, like I'm always like in a panic at the beginning because it's so there's so much and it's so scary, and you're like, how are all these stories going to come together? And it's weird how things get weeded out and the stories that need to bump up against each other, like those 2 scenes. I can't imagine if they weren't continuous now, because the emotion from one just bleeds right into the other. So the last thing I wanted to show is just a little bit from Dailies. We had this one other scene that was kind of in episode 13, the one Sherry was talking about, that was a culmination of our season as well. It was
basically like my daughters come in and say to me like, your baby daddy is in love with you. Like, don't, because I'm like having issues about marrying this other guy. He's like really nice, and you're like, nice guy or like the guy, you know, like the big question. And I was having issues. She's like, no, Baze is in love with you, and I'm like, no, there's no way he's in love with me. There's no way he's in love with me. And I basically, after the scene, I go to him and I ask him,
and she kind of confesses the whole. It's this whole thing of like Kate has had this. The entire season has been kind of a methodical rationalization of her feelings, because she just doesn't want to admit the one thing that's true, which is that she's in love with Baze. So it's all these ways of rationalizing, well, what if it's just this thing from high school, and what if it's just this thing, and what if it's just this thing? And in a way, even to marry Ryan, she had to make a rationalization again. But this is a scene where Lux is basically confronting her, saying, why don't you just admit the thing that you're scared to admit? And for Lux, we talked about her character all season. She's such a grown-up, and the most kind of naive thing you can want is your divorced parents who aren't at all right for each other back together. Only a kid could live in that fantasy world of thinking that's a good idea. So 113 was always the culmination of Lux's journey to have like an ounce of kidness kind of put back in her, and the fact that she wanted these people together. So these are kind of dailies. It's a bunch of different takes just edited together. So it's kind of redundant but kind of fun because you get to see it. So I think it's really fun.
Set, ready, and action.
It's open.
Hey. I just did you tell Baze that you didn't want me to marry Ryan? Did you tell Baze that you didn't want me to marry Ryan? Did you tell Baze that you didn't want me to marry Ryan? Did you tell Baze that you didn't want me to marry Ryan? Did you tell Baze that you didn't want me to marry Ryan? What?
No.
Well, he said that you did. Well, Baze said that you did. Well, Baze said that you did. Okay.
Well, they said that you did. They said that? They said that? Kate, no, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. You know how much I love Ryan. I would never want to mess things up. But all I said was I thought that they should be honest with you. Like you said, he's the one who doesn't want you to marry Ryan. He has feelings for you, Kate.
No,
Baze does. He has feelings for you, Kate. Baze does. He's the one that doesn't want you to marry Ryan.
No, Lux. That was just an excuse that he gave to Abby.
No, it's not an excuse. It's true. He told me after the road trip. He wanted to tell you tonight.
I'm sorry, I can't do this. I'm just not doing this.
Wait, just think about it. He wanted to tell you tonight.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Wait, Kate, just think about it. No, wait. Just think about it.
There's something I really don't want to think about it. I just want to go to sleep, and I want to wake up in the morning, and I want to marry Ryan. No, I just want to go to sleep. I want to wake up in the morning, and I want to marry Ryan.
Kate,
I really don't want to think about this. I just want to go to sleep. I want to wake up in the morning, and I want to marry Ryan. I'm sorry.
look. As soon as you and Baze came back into each other's lives, you slept together.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
were jealous when you caught him with Trina. You were jealous when you found out that he was dating Abby. I saw the way you hugged him. I saw the way you hugged him. The way he comforted you on the road trip. And that picture today, the way you were with each other at the courthouse.
I was just caught up in the moment, Lux. We all were. That is it.
Just stop